We've seen a lot of developments in legal proceedings lately, especially in high-profile cases involving celebrities and notable public figures. The case involving Sean Diddy Combs is one that continues to generate attention, as it seems to be a roller coaster of ups and downs. In this video, I'll be breaking down the most recent legal updates, highlighting both the victories and the setbacks Diddy has faced in his ongoing legal battles. The situation involves several complex claims, including accusations of serious criminal actions, as well as civil lawsuits that continue to stir controversy. But before I dive deep into the details, I want to acknowledge the feedback from my last video, where many of you expressed appreciation for the lighting. I'm glad to hear that you guys liked it, so I've made sure to keep the lighting just as it is. I've got some new lighting equipment surrounding me for better definition, hoping this enhances your viewing experience. Now, let's get into the specifics of what's been happening with Diddy and some other legal drama that's unfolding. First off, if you recall from my last video, we discussed a lawsuit filed by Lil Rodney in May 2024 in which several high-profile names were listed. Now, there's a critical update in that case. The judge has responded quite sternly to the lawsuit and, more specifically, to the attorney representing Lil Rodney, Tyrone Blackburn. Blackburn has found himself under fire as the judge scolded him for what seemed like poor legal strategy and filing mishandlings. The judge wasn't holding back in pointing out the deficiencies in the legal documents presented by Blackburn, including a failure to understand crucial legal nuances, such as Diddy's presumption of innocence in a separate grand jury indictment. It's an interesting development because it highlights a potential issue with how the lawsuit was constructed in the first place. For those unfamiliar with the case, Diddy is being accused of various serious crimes, including accusations of SA, sexual assault, and other allegations related to his business operations. These charges were brought forth by Lil Rodney in a civil lawsuit. Some of the accusations were quite shocking, suggesting that Diddy was involved in a large-scale operation that involved trafficking and exploiting individuals. However, the most significant aspect of this lawsuit for Diddy has been the accusation that he was linked to a RICO charge. Now, according to new legal documents that have come to light through TMZ, Diddy has managed to score a small victory in this ongoing battle. A judge has dismissed a majority of claims brought against him, which is a significant win in his favor. Specifically, the judge dismissed 5 of the 9 claims made by Lil Rodney. These claims included accusations of infliction of emotional distress, breach of contract, and notably, the RICO charge. For those of you who are following the broader situation, you'll know that Diddy is facing a separate indictment for RICO charges. However, in this particular case, the judge has cleared him of those specific accusations. This is notable because it diminishes some of the severity of the lawsuit, at least in terms of the legal risks Diddy faces. Additionally, the court also dismissed a claim related to trafficking under the Victim Protection Act against Diddy's company, Combs Global. So, from a legal perspective, this ruling offers some positive news for Diddy. It's worth noting that the claim of RICO, which is often associated with organized crime, has been dismissed. This is a win for Diddy, as RICO charges can carry very serious legal consequences, especially if they go to trial. However, despite the judge's ruling in Diddy's favor, the case is far from over. 4 claims out of the original 9 are still very much in play. These remaining claims focus on serious accusations of sexual assault, and these are not claims that can be dismissed so easily. While Diddy's legal team can celebrate the dismissal of certain charges, there are still significant hurdles to overcome. These remaining charges are not minor and could lead to further legal battles if they are not resolved favorably for Diddy. While Diddy's legal team is celebrating a small victory, the same cannot be said for Lil Rodney's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. As I mentioned earlier, the judge was very critical of Blackburn's conduct during the lawsuit. The judge even went so far as to warn him that his legal filings were not up to par, and that his apparent lack of understanding regarding Diddy's presumption of innocence in the grand jury indictment was troubling. This is a big issue because it undermines the entire foundation of the case that Blackburn is building for his client. When a judge points out these kinds of errors, it raises concerns about the strength of the overall case and whether Blackburn has the competence necessary to handle such a high-profile legal battle. The judge's reprimand is significant because it could have long-term consequences for Blackburn. If the judge continues to express dissatisfaction with Blackburn's filings, it could weaken the case and possibly result in sanctions against Blackburn. As of now, It's unclear whether these criticisms will affect the case's outcome, but it's certainly not a good look for the attorney. It makes you wonder if Blackburn is taking on too many cases without the appropriate focus and diligence needed for each one. Despite the judge's rulings, it's important to note that the case isn't over yet. The remaining claims, specifically those related to sexual assault, are still going forward. These charges will continue to hang over Diddy, and it's still uncertain whether the case will actually make it to trial. If it does, there could be significant revelations during the discovery phase. In fact, if Lil Rodney's original lawsuit is any indication, we could see even more high-profile names involved, as he listed several celebrities in his lawsuit. It's clear that Diddy's legal team will work hard to minimize the damage from the remaining charges. They are likely going to argue that this is a money grab, using the judge's ruling in their favor to bolster their position. They will point to the dismissal of the RICO charge and other claims as evidence that the case lacks merit. This could create a narrative that the case is overly sensationalized and based on flimsy accusations. Diddy's legal team will likely use these arguments to discredit the remaining claims and potentially even force a settlement before the case goes to trial. Still, the fact that 4 serious charges remain is troubling for Diddy. It's not as if the case is over, and with the possibility of new evidence coming to light, this could still have a major impact on his public image and legal standing. Whether or not the case actually goes to trial, the accusations alone are damaging. Amid all the legal drama, it's also worth noting that Diddy has been facing significant personal struggles. Publicly, he has been dealing with the mental and emotional toll of these legal proceedings. Reports indicate that he has been visibly affected by the stress of his legal battles, including physical changes such as weight gain and the graying of his hair. Additionally, he has been seen leaning on one of his few remaining friends, Kanye West. However, Kanye's actions have added another layer of complexity to Diddy's situation, as West has been accused of leaking private phone calls between the two, which only adds to the chaos surrounding Diddy's life. Diddy's personal and professional life seem to be unraveling in a way that many wouldn't have predicted. Despite his success and wealth, he finds himself embroiled in public scandals, and the emotional toll is clear. These personal struggles make it even more challenging for him to focus on his legal battles and could further damage his reputation. In addition to the ongoing developments in Diddy's case, there are also updates on another high-profile legal battle involving Jay-Z. Jay-Z is also dealing with legal claims, and his legal team has responded to recent motions filed by Tony Buzbee, an attorney involved in multiple cases against high-profile figures, including Diddy. Buzbee's firm have been under scrutiny for improper conduct, and Jay-Z's lawyers are now using this to their advantage. One of the issues that has arisen is the use of credentials by Buzbee's firm. Specifically, one of the lawyers working with Buzbee, who is identified as a former prosecutor with experience in handling SA cases, has been accused of improperly using her credentials to file and litigate a case. This issue stems from her involvement in a case involving Jay-Z, where it was revealed that Buzbee had improperly used her credentials to file documents. In response to these allegations, the lawyer issued a statement defending her actions. She explained that she did not believe the issue was problematic at the time, and apologized for any confusion. However, her explanation doesn't seem to sit well with the judge, who has pointed out that this is a clear violation of procedure. The lawyer's admission that Buzbee signed several documents under her name without proper authorization is a serious issue and could lead to sanctions. From a legal standpoint, this represents another setback for Buzbee's firm. Jay-Z's lawyers are likely going to exploit this mistake to strengthen their case, highlighting Buzbee's lack of professionalism and potentially using it to undermine the entire case. This could have long-term consequences for Buzbee and his firm, as the judge's criticism could influence the outcome of the case. So, to wrap things up, while Diddy has won a small victory with the dismissal of several claims, the case is far from over. 4 serious charges are still in play, and the possibility of a trial is very real. The case could bring further revelations during the discovery phase, and we could see more names dropped as a result. Tyrone Blackburn, the attorney representing Lil Rodney, has also faced criticism from the judge, which could impact the strength of the case. Meanwhile, Diddy continues to deal with the personal and emotional toll of his legal battles, and his mental state remains a point of concern. In the Jay-Z case, Buzbee's firm is facing allegations of improper conduct, and this could have serious repercussions to their legal strategy. Jay-Z's team is already using this to their advantage, and it could affect the outcome of the case. As these legal battles continue to unfold, it's clear that the stakes are high. Whether or not Diddy and his associates will ultimately prevail remains to be seen. The legal landscape is always unpredictable, and these cases could still go in any direction. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your opinions on the latest developments, whether you agree or disagree with the legal perspectives presented in this video. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to track these high-stakes cases. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.